Summer is finally here, and along with Major League Baseball comes Collegiate Summer Baseball. One of my favorite times of the year is when my favorite Collegiate Summer League, the Western Canadian Baseball League, the best Collegiate Summer League in North America, gets fired up. And that happens at the end of May, kicking off with opening day weekend. And right here on 3 Up, 3 Down, we are such big fans that we are going to preview that summer league right here, right now. Let's go. We're going to kick it off in the East Division because that is home to the best teams in Western Canadian Baseball League because they reside in the province of Saskatchewan. And if you don't know much about the Western Canadian Baseball League, please hang on here and meet some of these fantastic teams. We're going to kick it off with last year's Eastern Division champs, the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who I feature in my Out of the Park Baseball 26 series. Now, the Millers actually finished fourth in the division last year, finishing 26-29. But they were one swing away from winning the title, losing in the best of three series in the bottom of the ninth to the Okotoks Dogs. And the Miller Express are fired up to get back to the championship and win the title this year. They have had some losses though. Rotation losses include Matt Vasquez and Ethan Merck, who have combined for 266 innings pitched since 2023. So we expect a potential breakout from Weston Walls, a 4.03 ERA last year, and Nathan Unick, who comes to them from Estevan, Saskatchewan, and got into 6 games last season. Other new arms include Caden Noble from Ontario and Hideyoshi Kawahara from Japan. On the infield and in the lineup, Nate Mensick is not back after 33 home runs in 167 games, but power-hitting middle infielder Austin Gurney is indeed back. As well, Melville, Saskatchewan native Nathan Houston has left the Millers and traveled north to their rivals in Saskatoon. There will also be a lot of new outfielders in the team, including Jackson Martin from Grand Coulee, Saskatchewan. So as you can see, a lot of home flavor for the Miller Express, hoping to put together another run in the playoffs this season. Now, last year's number one team in the regular season in the East was the Millers' rival, the Regina Red Sox. The Red Sox went 38-18 last year in winning the Eastern Division, although they lost to Moose Jaw in the first round of the playoffs. So they are looking for a big push this season. Most of their starting staff is back, including Western Canadian Baseball League's top pitcher last year, Colton Anderson, who went 6-2 with a 2.93 ERA and 64 strikeouts. Looking for a potential big summer from Aiden Page, who threw 30 innings last year for the Sox. Outfielder Jackson Searing is back. 4.04 average last year, 59 runs, alongside center fielder Silas Butler, who had 19 steals for the Red Sox. Local utility man Brady Bye returns. He had 28 hits last year in 35 games. And a pair of brothers to watch out for. Infielder Caleb Lemus and catcher third baseman Dominic Lemus look to lead the Red Sox back to the playoffs. Now, the big surprise in the East last year was the Saskatoon Berries, who I featured out of the Park Baseball 25. And they were brand new to the Western Canadian Baseball League this year. And watch out for the Berries this season. They finished third in the East last year, 31-25. They beat Medicine Hat in the first round of the playoffs before they lost to Moose Jaw in the East Final. And they are looking for a big run in year 2. Relief pitcher Calvert Martina joins from Swift Current, who had 7 saves for them last year. And Matt Whitney joins from Fort McMurray, who was 6-3 with a 4.05 ERA with the Giants last season. Pitching leader Wyatt Wytrek is back. He was 4-1 with a 2.49 ERA last season. And Rookie of the Year and Most Outstanding Canadian Carter Beck, who had a monster first season last year, is back. 4.02 average, 13 home runs, and 20 stolen bases for the Berries last season. Some big-time acquisitions from other teams in the lineup as well. Ethan Murdoch joins from Swift Current, where he had a 3.33 average and 30 RBIs. And as mentioned, Nathan Houston left Moose Jaw for Saskatoon, 396 with 48 RBIs with the Miller Express last season. And of course, local fan favorite catcher Ethan Menard is back after putting up a 3.48 average and 47 RBIs for the Berries last season. They look absolutely loaded for a run this year. Number 2 team in the East last year is the only team not from Saskatchewan in this division. That's the Medicine Hat Mavericks. The Mavericks went 33-23, finishing second in the East, but lost in that first round of the playoffs to Saskatoon. They have strong bullpen arms in Ryan Dexter and Max Hudlow are coming back. They're looking for some magic in 3 new righties, including Foster Vietco. Warm in Saskatchewan's Tyler Van Nest is also back. He hits at .325 the last 2 years with the Mavericks. As well, the Mavericks feature 3 brothers in Johnny, Adam, and Aaron Volcano. Johnny has had 89 hits over the last 2 seasons, but Adam and Aaron are looking to make their mark this season. Look for a potential star in local first baseman Evan Morrison for the Mavericks. He had 16 hits in 30 games last year. And Jaden Babiak from St. Albert, Alberta is back behind the plate to lead the Mavericks. Look for a big season from him this year. Now, the number 5 spot in the East last year went to the Weyburn Beavers, who took a bit of a step out of the basement in the WCBL last season and finished 5th in the East, beating out Swift Current. They're hoping to take another step this year after going 17-39. The top 4 pitchers, John Heck, Owen McConnell, Ryan Meyer, and Ethan Webster, are all back. Heck had a .375 ERA last year, as well as 27 RBIs as a hitter. Looking for some potential breakout arms in Ty Thompson, who had 15 strikeouts in 9 innings last year with Moose Jaw. In the lineup, Ryan Duffini is back for year 4. He is the club leader all-time in hits and so many other categories. And catcher Robert Gurney is also back. He got 39 RBIs in 73 games as a Beaver. He is, of course, the brother of Austin Gurney with the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And your number 6 team in the East last year was the Swift Current 57s. A real struggle for the 57s last year, but looking to make some big progress this year with a lot of new faces in new places. 16-39 last year for the 57s. They have a new team president in Jamie LeBlanc. They have a new head coach in Rudy Estrella, as well as ace Kenny Jinks from last year is back, but as the pitching coach. Looking for some strong seasons from some local guys. Munster, Saskatchewan's Adam Corty leads the rotation. He had 64 innings last year, the .526 ERA. They're also looking for some rotation help in rookies DeJon Mitchell and Chase Cummins. Local infielder Brady Alexander returns, 73 career RBIs for the 57s, and look for some potential breakouts from first baseman star Gus Cohn with a .375 average and shortstop Ethan Delgado with a .474 average in their respective colleges. In the outfield, Jose Ayala returns. He had a team-high 11 home runs last year. So there you have it in the Eastern Divisions. Time to flip it out west, where all the teams are featured in Alberta. And let's kick it off with the 3-time defending champion, the Okotoks Dogs. Things were a lot tougher last year for the Dogs, who finished 42-14, which is only good for second in the West. They actually won a 3-game series against Lethbridge in round 1, a 3-game series against Sylvan Lake in round 2, and then that big 3-game series against Moose Jaw in the championship. Of course, your hero last year was Connor Krausen, who hit that walk-off homer, and he is back for the Dogs. As well, the pitching sees the returns of 2 locals, Ryan McFarland and Brody Forno, as well as 2 quality relievers in Chase Tucker and Easton Corey are back, along with closer Ashton Luera, the .147 ERA for him last year with 47 strikeouts in 25 innings. Most of the offensive weapons are back for the Dogs this year, but look for Luis Felix Alexander to fill in behind the plate. He had 21 RBIs in 35 games over the last 2 years. Look for him to step up as the starter this season. Of course, the number 1 team last year in the Western Division actually set the WCBL wins record, and that was the Sylvan Lake Gulls. The Gulls went 44-12. Incredible, 44-12. They beat Brooks in the first round of the playoffs, but of course lost that best of 3 to Okotoks. And there's a lot of players not coming back to the Gulls this season. The veteran pitching staff does feature some returns in Josh Tucker, Zach Bowman, Jackson Zanelli. They all return to lead the team with the best ERA last season. However, catcher Nathan Fluenneling is not back. Of course, he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Tampa Bay Rays last season. He's going to be replaced by Alberta catcher Gavin Galenza. New middle infield as well, looking for breakouts from Rowan O'Connor, Bryce Turner, Ollie Obanor, or Jimmy Peltier. 2024 MVP Cooper Selesky is also not returning, so it could lead to more time for Alberta native Simon Baker. One team to look out for in the West Division this year is the Lethbridge Bulls. They finished 3rd behind those 2 dominant teams in Sylvan Lake and Okotoks, but had a very, very strong team and returned a lot of players. The Bulls went 36-20 last year, which put them in 3rd place, and they lost a best of 3 series in Game 3 in extras to the Okotoks Dogs. Calgary's Seamus Ryan is back after going 3-0 with 28 strikeouts in 23 innings. Max Barton is back as well, 34 games in 2021 to 2023 with 9 wins and 99 Ks. Two-way threat Jack Kaliski is back. He had a 2.26 ERA and a 2.81 batting average. And Red Deer's Carter Clairhout is also back after a year away. He has had 88 hits in 91 career games. There's no changes behind the plate as Noah McNeil returns. So the Bulls have added a bunch of guys from past seasons to a very strong team from last year. So look out for the Bulls again. Fourth place in the West last year went to the Brooks Bombers on a tiebreaker with the Fort McMurray Giants. The Bombers went 20-36 to finish fourth in the West. They lost in the first round 2 straight to Sylvan Lake. This team plays in the smallest park in the league, so there is a lot of home runs. And there's a lot of new faces on the pitching staff this season with Brian Walters and Skylar Sievert. In the outfield, they bring back Peyton Matthews with 54 runs and 29 stolen bases from last year. Outfielder first baseman Christian Altamirano should supply pop and speed with this lineup. And rookie catcher Liam Kirsch from Toronto hopes to make a big WCBL impact. The number 5 team in the West last season was the Fort McMurray Giants, the most northern team in this league. 20-36. Local man Riley Burns will lead the rotation, who's had 81 innings pitched over the last 2 years. Lefty Matt Whitney, 3.36 ERA, lead the team last year, is now gone to Saskatoon. So that's going to lead to some potential opportunity for Winston Roberts to start more games. Australian Darcy Berry returns after a strong rookie year. And two-way player Matt Rhodes, who you can expect to see at first base and on the mound, is a huge get to hit bombs and pick up Ks for the Giants. Along with outfielder Connor Martin, who should have more time to make an impact this year after putting up a 286 average in 8 games. And 6th in the West last year was the Edmonton Prospects. But they're no longer the Edmonton Prospects. They have completely and totally rebranded to one of the funnest names in baseball. They are now the Energy City Cactus Rats. And the Cactus Rats are going to open a brand new facility this summer. Looks like it's sounding in June. So the Cactus Rats are going to spend a lot of time on the road early on this season. But their new home in Spruce Grove, Alberta should be open before the season ends. And oh boy, does it look like a beautiful ballpark. As for on the field, the Cactus Rats are going to feature reliever CJ Lewis, who's back after 7 strikeouts, 2 saves in 6 games last year. They also add 3 pitchers from the quality program that is Modesto Junior College in Chris Nino, James Alexander, and Braden Giardina. Catcher infielder Nick Hagan is back after a 3.16 average last season. And hits and home run leader for 2024, Timo Aracena, will also be back. Look for a potential breakout from first baseman Elijah Bear. 5 home runs, 25 RBIs last year with the Moose Jaw Miller Express. He's suiting up with the Cactus Rats this season. So there you have it. We're all set for another excellent season across the Western Canadian Baseball League. 12 teams that are going to vie for the title this season. See if anybody can dethrone the 3-time defending champs in the Okotoks Dogs. You know Lethbridge, Sylvan Lake, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw. Everybody is gearing up for a run at Okotoks. So even if you aren't in the area, make sure you go check out some of your own local collegiate summer league. Or if you are in the area, come check out the Western Canadian Baseball League. I'm going to be at a few games this season, trying to get a few more than last year. Absolutely love the action. Now featured in a different city, so I'm hoping to get to even more games this season. It is going to be tremendous. And if you're into this kind of content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to 3 Up, 3 Down. I greatly appreciate all your guys' support as we make a push for 1,000 subscribers. So until next time, get out and support your local summer league, and take care, everyone.